Welcome to the Erie Lackawanna Trail
in northwestern Indiana.
This 17.6-mile rail trail runs between the towns of Crownpoint and Hammond, is only a 10-minute drive from the shores of Lake Michigan, and is part of the Great American Rail Trail system that is projected to run 3,700 miles from Washington, D.C. to Washington State. So let's lift a foot and explore this trail.
Man, what a fantastic trailhead here in Crown Point. Restrooms, water, cool historic art, sculpture pieces, plenty of parking. We're starting off here at mile marker 17. And we're hearing great things about this trail. It's a historic trail in northwestern Indiana, and we should see plenty of water, historic art installations. It's also paved the entire way. We're starting at about 800 feet above sea level. We'll do a quick altitude check when we get to the end in Hammond, Indiana.
Northwest Indiana lies on a glacial plain that was flattened during the last ice age about 13,000 years ago. As the ice melted, it left behind broad plains and also formed nearby dramatic features like Lake Michigan and the Indiana Dunes. This natural flatness made the area ideal for railroads back in the mid-1800s, with tracks being laid in long straight stretches without any leveling being needed. The Erie Lackawanna Trail follows one of those former rail lines, so the remarkably straight and level ride cyclists enjoy today can be traced back to both the glaciers that shaped the land and the railroad that once crossed it.
Check that out. It's like a solar powered station. Oh, look at that, and it's covered with power outlets too. That's clever. Okay, so if you're gonna have a station, they've got a big solar panel on top, and then they had, 4 sets of outlets around that bench. That's very clever. I would love to see more of those.
Including the amazing power station, the trail is well supported with amenities to make your ride both comfortable and convenient. There are numerous trailheads and waypoints along the route with various facilities, and it's easy to find what you need for your ride, including a nice picnic spot.
Okay, so this is the Lincoln Highway overpass. Look at that. There's a gate in front of the tunnel entrance. You don't see this a lot. So they must really keep this closed after at dusk. I bet you someone comes down here and locks that up.
We unfortunately weren't able to find out if the gate actually closed at dusk, so it's just something to keep in mind if you're planning on riding the trail in the evening.
This says Erie Lackawanna Trailhead, but I don't know which one it is. Oh, there's a sign. Oh, it's the Shearerville. Okay. Let's get a good look at this. It says U. So we're right there at Maryville. We're on our way up. Wicker Park might be the turnaround. We're going to find out. I think we're going to try and make it all the way up to Hammond.
Sandhill cranes are among the largest birds in Indiana, standing nearly 4 feet tall with a wingspan of up to 7 feet. Most are just passing through during migration in the spring and fall, but a few stay to nest in the summer, so we were really lucky to come across these residents in July.
After stalking those birds, we're lifting a foot again. So that was right mile marker 11.5. I was just talking about how we're on an urban trail, but we're surrounded by green space, and we're, northwestern Indiana is quite industrialized from its steelmaking days. As a matter of fact, Indiana is still, and has been since the 1970s, the largest steel producing state in the United States.
The region of northwest Indiana, where the Erie Lackawanna Trail runs, has long been one of the largest steel-producing areas in the United States. Anchored by the massive Gary Works plant, founded in 1906, the booming industry drew workers from around the globe who came seeking steady jobs and helped shape the vibrant, diverse communities that still exist today. The railroads cutting through this region, including the corridor now used by the Erie Lackawanna Trail, were essential to the steel industry, carrying in raw materials like iron ore and coal, and then shipping finished steel to markets across the country.
That's the Ivan Gatlin Nature Preserve Trail. Oh, look at the prairie land over there. Very nice.
Tucked away as a short out-and-back spur off the trail, the preserve offers a quiet stretch of wetlands that feels like a hidden oasis. And although no fishing is allowed, the marshy landscape provides habitat for an impressive variety of birds, from great blue herons and warblers to the occasional bald eagles soaring overhead.
What a cool way to highlight this nature preserve. They had a little sign. They said it's about a 5-minute ride, and it's also away from the trail too, so the trail really doesn't encroach on the wildlife here. I'd read somewhere that they are actually in the process of restoring a bison herd to a nature park up here in northern Indiana. Wouldn't that be wild, right? Just riding through Indiana and there's a buffalo next to the trail.
While it's fun to imagine spotting a bison along this trail, you will unfortunately not be seeing any of those big grazers along the Erie Lackawanna anytime soon. Indiana's bison population is currently limited to managed conservation herds, including the one at Kankakee Sands, a prairie restoration site located about 35 miles south of the terminus at Crownpoint.
Let's see. Oh, the Savannah Oak Trail. This is the big junction I was thinking about. And the Oak Ridge Prairie Trail. And this goes all the way over to Chesterton, Indiana, and to the Indiana Dunes.
Indiana has been nicknamed the Crossroads of America since 1910, thanks to its dense network of highways and railroads connecting the state to the rest of the country. That same spirit of connectivity shows up on the Erie Lackawanna Trail, which features 9 official trailheads and links to several other paths in the region, including connections to the Monon Trail, Little Calumet River, Oak Savannah, Turkey Creek, and more. With so many access points and connectors, it's easy to create longer rides exploring multiple trails. The no train horn sign indicates that the railroad crossing is a designated quiet zone, meaning the train will not sound its horn as it approaches. On most urban trails, there's usually that one section that's more challenging than the rest, and this was it for me. The busy street, the active railroad, and the uneven bumps were intense. The tracks, known as the Griffith Diamond because of the crossing's shape, were considered one of the busiest railroad junctions in the U.S. in the 1950s, with nearly 180 trains passing through daily. Though it's not as busy today, it still requires a little extra alertness when crossing. Once on the other side of the tracks, you'll see a sign to turn for the Erie Lackawanna Trail, but it's worth it to go just a little bit farther to reach the Historical Park and Train Museum. Here, visitors can step inside the restored 1911 depot, open on Sunday afternoons, and explore vintage rail cars, including the Pullman Troop Sleeper that once carried soldiers across the country during World War II.
One really cool thing about this trail, if you're a geocacher, is parts of this trail are considered a power trail. Basically, every 1/10 of a mile, there is a geocache with a low difficulty and a low terrain rating, meaning it's going to be pretty easy to find. I'll definitely want to get a geocache somewhere. We're just surrounded by them up here in northwestern Indiana. I don't know that I'll get one of the power caches, but I am really excited about the opportunity to pick up a geocache easily here, because it's one of our favorite things to do just to commemorate an awesome ride like this.
The Highland Trailhead makes a great stop to rest and rehydrate. You'll find several water fountains along the Erie Lackawanna, and while some sections of the trail offer welcome shade on a hot day, other parts open up to some long sunny stretches, so be sure to refill your water whenever you get a chance. The spur to the Indiana Welcome Center in Hammond is just a short detour, and it's well worth the side trip.
All right, this is why we're here. So we see a sign for a welcome center. We're going to go check it out. They have certainly put in a lot of work to make it welcoming.
The beautiful bridge along the spur crosses over the Little Calumet River, and then after making a quick right turn, the Welcome Center comes into view. The center has a wide array of information on Indiana's history, but my favorite part is the statue honoring the famous scene from the classic A Christmas Story, when the character Flick gets his tongue stuck to a frozen flagpole. So why is this particular statue here? Well, the film's story was set in the fictional town of Hammond, based on Hammond, the hometown of author and narrator Gene Shepherd. After getting back on the trail from the side trip to the visitor center, the Erie Lackawanna Trail skirts the eastern border of Wicker Park, a popular local gathering spot with an 18-hole golf course, picnic areas, and playgrounds. This section of trail is notably wide, offering a spacious and scenic ride.
In addition to just the trail being beautiful itself, over here on the left is actually the Little Calumet River, I believe.
The Little Calumet River flows through northwest Indiana before emptying into Lake Michigan. Its waters provide crucial habitat for fish, birds, and other wildlife, acting as an ecological corridor in a heavily developed region. The river also helps manage stormwater and offers opportunities for recreation, including fishing and kayaking. After decades of industrial use, ongoing restoration efforts are now helping preserve this quiet and essential waterway.
Okay, and this is where we got to take a right. Yep, Erie Lackawanna Trail. Now, had we followed on, that would have taken us on along the Little Calumet River, and then I believe we would join with maybe the Monon Trail, and then continue on northward. It all converges back around Hammond. Uh-oh. Hey guys, we're your friend, we're your friend, we're your friend, we're your friend. No goose on bike violence, please. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just gonna go right here. Whew! Holy smokes. Those geese were not having it. Well, now there's a landmark. It goes right behind the Cabela's. And we get to go under the Borman Expressway. Let's do this. We're gonna go straight ahead. We get our own little passageway under the interstate at mile marker 4. Oh, it's I-8094 or the Borman Expressway. I mean, whichever you prefer. Lit and paved. I am so thankful for this. Look at that. Water fountain ahead. Don't mind if I do. That was an impressive bit of infrastructure there going underneath that highway. This is mile marker 3.5, so we are now getting into Hammond. This is all going to be Hammond, Indiana from here on. And we'll get a look and see what Hammond's done with the trail. Hey, look at this. So in Hammond, across one of the busiest exchanges, they built this beautiful overpass. See how high we get. Look at all this traffic we're skipping. Yeah. I'll beep to that. That looks like it must have been one heck of a project. Ka-dong, ka-dong, ka-dong. Yeah, there are some bumps. We will advise. We love this trail. It's a beautiful trail. It's just such a great compliment to this community. But man, there are some bumps on this bad boy you got to be aware of. So definitely take it slow, which you should anyway. Enjoy the ride. Take it slow. You don't need to be in a hurry. Be aware of root pops. It's always a challenge with paved trails. They're a great luxury to have them, but they do have a tendency to buckle.
Just before the end of the trail, we passed a wonderful Veterans Memorial, a meaningful stop that really stands out with a bike rack and benches that allow you to stop, reflect, and appreciate. Then, about a half-mile later, we reached the official terminus, marked with a handy map and a milepost that was painted with a cute smiley face that added a cheerful touch. This journey's final mileage count, 36 miles. Thanks for joining us on the Erie Lackawanna, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support our channel and keep exploring more great trails.